Hello, welcome to Word Empowerment Seminar this beautiful Thursday evening. My name is Murphy, and I'm the lead pastor of the Cornerstone Church in Transkulu, Enugu. And if you enter me in Enugu, we'd love to have you. On Word Empowerment Seminar, basically what I do is to equip you with simple and practical truths from the Word of God that will help you live a fulfilling life and boost your productivity in life. Today, we're going to be discussing one of the most important things in building successful relationships, which is forgiveness. And we're going to look at it from a very interesting point of view. So stay tuned and you'll be glad you did. So the first point I want to make today is relationships make the world go round. Relationships are very important if we're going to live a fulfilling life because God made us relational beings. And the power of relationship is seen when you look at it from the point of view that Adam was created with all the potential in the world. As a matter of fact, everything we see in the world today was in Adam. But Adam could not produce anything apart from when Eve came on board. So it was in the context of relationship that productivity started. And even till today, productivity in your life will be boosted through relationships. You need relationships that cut across different aspects of life that will help you be sustainable in your emotions, sustainable in your career, sustainable in your business. Key relationships are important. So if you're going to boost your productivity, you need to know how to harness relationships. But the caveat to this is that relationships are not always perfect. And the truth is this: the relationship that's going to take you to the next level of your life you cannot easily predict it will do that. And it always comes with K-legs. Let me put that way. You know what K-leg means? K-leg means that it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It always comes with that kind of curveballs. And if you don't know how to harness it, you will lose it. Because it's not the people that you think that will take you to the next level that will take you to the next level. As a matter of fact, anybody that you put a hope on that will take you to the next level will most likely do no such thing, will not take you anywhere. But it is how you handle relationships that God brings your way, even though it's one that you consider insignificant, that you will find the one that will take you to the next level. And the reason why a lot of people lose out and stay unproductive a lot in their life is because they jettison a lot of the relationship that God brought to them to take them to the next level, because they could not forgive faults. So if you learn how to forgive, you will always get to the place where you will get the right relationships into your life that will take you to the next level. I would like to start reading Proverbs chapter 17 verse 9. It says, I'll read it in the New International Version and I'll read it in the New Living Translation. First of all, in the New International Version, it says that whoever fosters love covers over an offense. Whoever fosters love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats a matter separates close friends. Now let me break it down in the New Living Translation. It says love prospers. Love prospers when a fault is forgiven, but dwelling on it separates close friends. Love prospers. Now the reason why in our generation there are a lot of divorces, the reason why in our generation there are a lot of betrayals and relationship breakdown is because love is not prospering. And love prospers on one thing. Love prospers on one thing: forgiveness. Forgiveness. The reason why love prospers on forgiveness is because human beings, you and I, are flawed. We are flawed. Completely flawed. We are not good. We are not perfect. You are far from perfect. And the way you look at someone else as imperfect, you can exponentially multiply that imperfection you see on that person and bring it on yourself. And that's how imperfect you are. So the reason why relationships break down is not because these people are not compatible. It's not because these people are not good for each other. It's because they are not forgivers. Because every marriage that prospers, every relationship that prospers is because they are perfect forgivers. So I've said this here: there is no perfect relationship. All you have are perfect forgivers. And because they are perfect forgivers, they maximize the benefit of relationships. So I want to teach you how to forgive today, because you will walk out of opportunities that God has brought your way to succeed if you don't know how to forgive. People have weaknesses, and you have to forgive weaknesses. And this is a simple principle that I learned that helped me. First of all, let me tell you, use my life to show you the power of relationships. From an unlikely source, I got, when I graduated from school, every job I did, apart from one, came from a single relationship. It came from a single relationship. And I knew this person from a distance while we were in school. But when we came to Lagos together, we somehow just met in one place, and somehow we just started relating. We were both looking for jobs at the same time. Who would have thought that a fellow job seeker would be the one that would give me a job? You know what I'm saying? But because I had an open heart in relationships, and I always know that love prospers when faults are forgiven, that relationship produced all the jobs I did. And I'm not talking about a romantic relationship now, but I'm talking about just a friendship, because friendships that are critical for your progress can be destroyed if you don't know how to forgive. So how do we forgive? It's a simple principle I learned from God. When one of my friends did something to me that was so painful, and I felt like not forgiving the person. As a matter of fact, you know that feeling that you have when somebody betrays you and does something very bad to you? Your prayer most likely will be, God, let this person punish this person so that this person can know that they did me wrong. But when I went to God with that kind of mindset, God said, no, don't do that. Forgive. Because the error that you see in that person, you are worse than that. Next week, I'll show you why I said that next week. So, how do we forgive? It's a simple principle I learned from the Bible, from the book of Luke chapter 6. In verse 35, in Luke chapter 6, I think it's from verse 35, it starts with saying this, a progression, because forgiveness can be difficult when someone that you trusted betrays your trust. Maybe someone that you had promised you that was going to marry you, and all of a sudden the person rises up and says, I don't want to marry again. That kind of thing can break your heart, seriously, and it's very difficult to forgive. I was recently concerning a couple that had done introduction. I won't call them a couple though. I've done introduction and they fixed marriage and they printed card and they've invited people for a wedding. And the guy was saying that he doesn't want to marry again. The girl was saying, well, can you imagine how the girl was feeling? They had complaints for each of them. But you know, interesting thing, when I was talking to each of them, I talked to each of them individually at a point in time, and I told each of them that this is your fault, and this is your fault, and the things that were their faults were the reason why they didn't want to marry each other again. But all those things were all peripheral. They could still marry and have a wonderful marriage if they learn to forgive. But it's not easy when people betray your trust to forgive them. So I'll show you this principle that helped me tremendously in forgiving someone that actually hurts me big time. I don't want to share the story, but the principle I will share with you. In Luke chapter 6, I think from verse 35. From verse 37, it says, Judge not, do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not condemn. Forgive, and you'll be forgiven. Then give, and it will be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So the first step, if you're not going to forgive, is that do not judge anyone. Someone slapped you. Don't judge the person. Because sometimes you need to take responsibility that there may be something in me that made the person slap me. Do you get what I'm saying? I heard a preacher say something very recently, that if someone just comes up to me and slap me, he will take responsibility and go and ask himself this question: why did this person slap me? What did the person see that made him slap me? In other words, you take responsibility and not cast assertion or judgment on anyone. In other words, ask yourself this question: why did this person behave the way they behaved towards me? I'm not saying that you are wrong in a sense, but just don't judge the person and make a concrete decision that this person is bad. Because the person might not be bad. Circumstances can make people behave in certain ways. And if you don't judge them like that, you will break a relationship that may actually be the source of your next level. So do not judge, do not just conclude matter because of the person's action. That's the first thing that Jesus taught, if you're going to forgive effectively. The second thing is that do not condemn. Do not condemn. What does it mean to condemn? In other words, you've made a judgment already that these people are wrong, this person is wrong, this person was wrong. Then the condemnation is that you start wishing the person bad. You start wishing the person bad and say, let this person suffer this because this happened. You know, sometimes, let me use a context. I've experienced somehow. You know how when maybe you have a help that comes to your house and the person is there helping you, but the person now does something very wrong and the person left you stranded, because sometimes helps can do that. Left you stranded. The first thought that will come to your mind that this person is bad, but you need to ask yourself, why did the person leave you in the first place? I've had some experiences. I have to ask myself, why did this person do this thing? Even though the first reaction was for me to just say, this person is bad, make a judgment. But the second day, do not condemn. I didn't judge. So the next thing, don't condemn. The condemnation is that I was thinking in my mind, this person, let the person not prosper. Anyway, they go to, they know that they're leaving me is the reason why they are not prospering anyway they're going to. That is condemnation. And do not condemn. If you're going to live a prosperous life and maintain good relationships, you need to learn how to forgive. And this is what I'm teaching you, the step to forgiving. So when the person acts the way the person acted, or did the thing the person did, do not judge. Do not just try and make excuses for the guy or the girl. Then next thing, do not condemn. Judgment leads to a condemnation, but you can condemn even if you don't judge. You just wish the person bad. Don't wish the person bad. Rather, in your heart, find how you can wish the person good. For instance, someone, and have this case, someone actually in 3 weeks to their wedding realized, 3 months, sorry, not 3 weeks, 3 months to when they fixed to get married, realized that the guy has fixed wedding 2 months before their marriage date, and before that time came, he had already married. Can you imagine that? People can be very wicked. You can know that, but even though they were wicked, ask yourself, why did this person treat me this way? What was the context of the person? Then don't say that marriage will fail, because doing that, you are carrying offense in doing that. An offense always is against you, not against the person. So that offense in your heart can hinder God from blessing you. So don't condemn. Don't condemn. And the last is then forgive. Forgiveness is not forgetting. Forgiveness is simple. Is that you do not give the person or treat the person the way the person deserves by what the person did. To forgive simply means that, let me give an instance. This person cheated me and betrayed my trust. To forgive means that if the opportunity comes again, I can trust the person again. One of my very close relation, taught me this, that this guy was doing business. There was a small business, there was a very small business. They just started when they were small, and they were dealing with foreign exchange. And this guy, that he brought this guy into his life by just washing clothes for him. From washing clothes for him, when they started the business, he got the guy into the business. And after some time, they started doing forex trading. This guy that was washing clothes for him, that they brought up into elevated position, actually took dollars and ran away. And he was away for some time with the company money, spent it. After some years, that person came around and we saw somewhere. Next thing, I saw that same guy coming to him and asking him some questions. I said, serious? I had to call the person aside and I said, is it not this guy that stole people's money? How come he's still working with you guys? So that people have circumstances. That's what this person said. The person is not a Christian. or the person is a Christian, but not a serious Christian. People have circumstances and they do some things in based on circumstances. All you need to do is to not block the loophole. How did he steal the money? When you guard it, then you can bring him in so he cannot steal again. But to help him, we help him. That is forgiveness. It's not that you forgot that he did something, but you put measures to stop that thing from happening to you again and still help the person. That is real forgiveness. It's not that you hurt. You don't remember that he hurt you. You know that you don't remember that the person did something wrong. But when the person is in need, you help the person. Not because you are trying to heap coals on their head, because you genuinely want to help the person. And it takes God to help your heart to do that kind of thing. So I want you to, the next step, if you're going to be like that, is to now go against your odds, the way you feel, and then give to the person. To effectively forgive, you need to understand that relationships are important and you need to fight to preserve it, especially if they are relationships that don't bring you negativity. Second, when people hurt you, do not judge them. In other words, do not condemn, do not judge them that these people are bad, what they did is wrong. Instead, make excuses for them. Secondly, do not condemn them by wishing them evil. Thirdly, forgive them by you making a disposition in your heart to help the person, even though the person did you wrong. Still help the person, but put barriers in your life so that it will not happen again. Then finally, to solidify that forgiveness, give. And it's in that context that the Bible says, it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. In other words, if you forgive easily, if you forgive effectively, it's going to lead you to abundance. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I hope that helped you. This is Word Empowerment Seminar, and we are here every Thursday on this platform, either on YouTube or on Facebook. And if you're ever in any way, I would like you to worship with us in the Cornerstone Church. You will be glad you did. This Sunday we're having a very powerful worship service, and if you're around, please join us. Then also, if you're out of town, you can just join us on YouTube, the Cornerstone Church Enugu on YouTube, and you will join us live for all our services by 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. every Sunday. Now, if you want to reach me, I would like to counsel you, even on relationship issues. I would like to counsel you. Call me on this number, 0703 0099 275. Let me say that again. 0703 0099 275. The details are on the screen. I pray for you that you will see the value of relationships, and the ability and the capacity to forgive will be impacted in you. And I declare to you, may your best life be your daily experience.